Good afternoon, guys. We've been out trying to get some things done today, and it has been cold and chilly. Still here in the garden shed for right now. Um, it's getting really cool out tonight. Kind of wish I had a place to really get into and stay warm at least some place with running water and nice warm bed and stuff. But I'm in a cot, and poor babies are in their little halfway huddle house over there. I've got a little bit of food and stuff like that up here that's enough to keep me going. It's been a real rough road here the last, really since December, January, February. Now we're starting into March. It's just a real incredible year. How it started out, and we're still trying to make it. Some of my family brought over some pillows and stuff like that, and still got my little cot here where I'm sleeping on. It's not much, but it's hard to get in and up out of the floor here. It's when your legs are disabled and you can't lift and pull. It's hard when you're crawling up out of the bed trying to get up. And this is where my bathroom's at. So there's no place to really wash your hands or, clean your clothes at, but you have to make do what you got. This is it beat living in the truck. But that's my toilet paper holder and a few other things. I hope my milk don't spoil. I got some milk and some bologna today and some cheese. So I'm hoping it stays cold enough for it to at least stay warm or stay cold. Not. Hopefully it stays cold enough so it won't run. Is what I'm trying to say. So we're just trying to keep things here going and trying to keep from freezing to death. I did end up with frostbite on my legs and my feet being out there in that truck, and got some damage going on there. And I'm probably going to have to eventually see when I get some place to go to or get a doctor. I'm going to have to see about doing that. I've got some damage on the back of my legs and my feet, and they're staying swelled up and stuff. So, I've got some issues going on there, gang. I don't know. Just be thinking about me in prayer there. I've got some, this homeless life is really, it's put a nail into my coffin there. I just hope it was worth putting me to this for the people that put me this way. So I hope it was what they wanted. So I know I wouldn't do this to anybody. Like I say, but I guess apparently people can do this. So I'm here, and that's all said about that. So I'm living this kind of life. It's not any place where somebody should live at or be at, or you should do this to anybody. But it's choices people make for you, and you have to can't argue with them, and you have to accept it. So you got to go on with life. So trying every day to get up and move around, and just letting you guys know how the homeless life is out here in this big world. It's not a place for people to live at nighttime, and trying to stay warm at. So my one heater gave out, so I'm just parked it to the side of the curb and down to extra covers and trying to keep warm here and try to, if it gets cold during the night, I'll just cover up and stay warm that way. And I got my babies over there covered up underneath their blankets, so I don't want them being cold. I care about them. I don't like to have them cold. It kills me for them because it's a cold way of living here, and it's like I say, when you can get something to eat, you get it, and if you can get some place to go to cook it at, you get it. So I'm sorry, I got a little bit of cold going on here. So tonight's supposed to really drop down and get colder again, and I hope to goodness I don't end up with no more frostbite on my back of my legs and my feet. Got some damage going on from that, so that's kind of an issue there, but I have to live with that. It's real rough choices that people put you through, and I just want people to know this wasn't by my choice. I wouldn't be out here if I didn't have to do this. My trailer went bad, and I showed everybody my pictures of the water and my roaches, and my heat went out, but there's no place to go after that once I lost that deal. So, but hey, I'm hoping everybody at least enjoys their nice warm places and their water and their food and someplace warm to sleep and able to use the bathroom facilities and clean up. Don't get to do that very often. If I can do that, I go to like a Wendy's or someplace to go. It's humiliating, but hey, something you live with, and people put you through this. So that's why I'm making my videos. I want people to know what homeless life is like and what happens when people put you through things and how you have to live. This is how you have to live, guys. Just real reality and real choices, and it's the ones that say they supposedly trust and everything else. This is not humanity. I don't care what anybody says. It's not someplace I'd put anybody. I wouldn't personally do this to somebody, but people would. I've learned that now after so many years. People would do this to you, and I want people to know, what's happening every day. This was not by my design. This was by, unfortunately, my family's design, and I have to let people know this. It's what they put me through. If I could get home and be able to have a place to rest, I would be glad to. I wouldn't be a day longer out in the street. My heart breaks for people, and I do keep them in my prayers and thoughts, which I don't hold no envy or hate towards nobody. Can't do that and expect to make it to heaven. So, you just got to trust in God every day and live life like you need to, and hopefully to God you survive to the next day. I just want people to know, though, what it's really like out here and how hard the road really is. It's not an easy place. It's say you have to keep your head on a swivel. When you get money or get food, you got to pretty much eat it, and your sanitary areas for hands and washing your face and stuff like that is somewhat almost non-existent. There isn't here a whole lot of help here in Ashland. A lot of places here have gone out of business. Churches are shutting down. Places are closing up. Like I say, homeless shelters, they don't take your pets, even though they're emotional support pets. So, that idea is shot to the wind. You just kind of have to, take things for granted here. Here in this shed here for at least a couple more months, about another month or two before these people here decide to move. And then once they decide to move, I guess I'll either be back in the road or back in the truck again. So I'm just hoping that there's a way out of this before then. They're wanting to leave in May, so I'm kind of hoping that I can get a place to go to before then and try to get out of this, because it's been quite emotional train wreck. I don't think anybody, you ask yourself, would you ever put anybody through this, or your kids or your grandkids, if you knew they were going through it, or your loved ones or your spouses? Would you let anybody go through this? And I hope to God you would say, unless they're pretty bad, or they beat you to death, or they've come in and they've done drugs, or they've done a lot of bad things in your house, and really hurt you bad, like I say, as far as physically or, whatever. I don't think I'd put anybody through this, but people can, because it's what people have the power to do. And I'm going to trust in the good Lord above, for my answers. I just got to hold on. I just got to hold on. It's It's humiliating, but like I say, I always say what goes around comes around, and eventually it will come back. And what you do to somebody else, it'll happen to you or happen to one of your families. And I hope to God that God's merciful. You never prosper from doing wrong. I just want you guys to know that you never prosper from doing wrong. And I've seen it happen way too many times. I've just seen it happen way too many times. I wouldn't want to put myself in the hands of a just God. I make peace with my God, and God's made peace with me. That's why He's kept me the shape He is, and He's kept me from freezing to death, and He's given me food, and He's taken care of me. It's just, some days I don't understand it, guys. I really don't. It's crazy, but we have to go on. We can't look back, and that's what I'm doing. Is going on, not looking back and moving forward. It's a challenge. I'm not gonna lie, it's a challenge. Each and every day out there, it's you watch people with their families, and I hope you're sitting at home by yourself. You got your loved one that you can tell that you love them, and when you're going to bed, you got somebody to curl up with and tell them that you love them, because that's what matters. The money in the world doesn't matter. We're all going to get old. We're all going to break down. And one of these days, we're going to hope somebody has mercy to take care of us instead of putting us like this. Because things can turn around and happen the exact same way. You just got to ask yourself, everything, if you justify yourself and it's okay between you and God, there's no problem, then, I don't have to answer to nobody except for Him. We got to live with our choices and live with our mistakes and our decisions. And whatever God decides, that's what He decides. And like I say, I put all my trust in Him, and whatever happens, I put everybody else in the hands of a just God and let God take care of them. I just know that I couldn't do this to anybody myself. It's 56 and being broke down. It's a pretty rough road, folks. It really is, to be disabled. And like I say, it's like throwing your 80-year-old grandmother to the road because you're tired of her, and hoping to goodness it'll never come back to your 75-year-old grandfather or your 3-month-old little child, to the road, and hopefully it never comes back to them. But like I say, if people can live with it without a conscience, and I don't question their abilities. I just let God take care of that, and I put them in the hands of a just God. So it's people can laugh and they can carry on and do whatever. This video's funny to you. I'm sorry to say, maybe you and God need to do a self-check. It's not me. It's choices you have to live with. But here I am. So here's the decision that people made, and here's where I'm living with the choices that people made for me. And don't ever put yourself in a situation like that, guys. Really don't. Don't trust everybody unless you trust in God. Don't trust everybody with your full heart and your full life, because this could happen to anybody. And I'm telling you, it could happen tomorrow. You could lose your jobs. You could lose your health. You could lose your family members. Anything could happen, and I would not want to be in that situation. But it's what happens when you lose a conscience and when you don't have any stability in your thoughts and your mind and your heart. Your actions speak for your words, and your words show what you possess in your heart and what your life is. It's easy to say you follow God, but I don't think the good Lord above would do this to people, and I don't. True Christians wouldn't do this to people. But it's easy to confess, but if you don't possess, it's totally on to you. And I hope to God that the ones that put me in this decision are happy with the choices, and hopefully the greater the sacrifice was great to get rid of me for the gain of whatever they had to gain. I hope all the money and the happiness and the warmth and the home and the food and place to lay your head at night time is well worth it. I don't have those luxuries, but God is keeping me up, you know. I'm not going to go back. I'm keep putting my hand in Him and trusting Him. So I just want people to know it's coming from my heart tonight. I wanted to make it my documentary of how it makes you feel. You know, what happens when people drive off and just leave you sitting at dog parks and at Walmarts and at places in Lexington, just drive off, you know. You know, you think people that have the love of God in them, and you can drive off and you do that, you need to self-check yourself with God. I'm telling you, because I don't care what your faith is, you have to answer for what you do. But there again, I'm not trying to rant and rave. I'm just putting myself out here and letting people know how it makes you feel and what, you know, what damages it does. And sometimes it doesn't go away. I just hope that they, you know, it was well worth for them to do what's happened to me, was more of a justification for them if they're so right, you know. God has given me grace every day. It's, you know, God has shown me that He's still caring about me. It's whether people do or not. It's God's given me that grace, and I'm glad of it. You know, people can live with their choices, and you know the judge has to be on them. It's not between me. You have to read your Bible, and the Bible tells you, in all things you'll be judged for. So hey, you know, people can live with that in their conscience. You know, I have to live without it, but I've got to move on, and I just want people to know a little bit from my heart tonight. Yeah, I'm kind of ranting, raving, but when you get cold like this right here, and you're taking care of your responsibilities, you're manning up, I just want to let people know I'm manning up. I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I'm not throwing my obligations to the road and driving off and leaving it for somebody else to. It's not a church's responsibility. It's not anybody else's responsibility. It's what we take our vows to say, to love, honor, and cherish. And people don't mean that when they say it, so it's, but, like I say, guys, I live with there, so there's a lot of people out here in the same boat that I've talked to, and my heart breaks for them, and we occasionally talk and, try to gain comfort between each other. But one of these days the tide will turn, and we all have to leave out of this world. So, like I say, we have to see what happens, and we got a conscience, and we have to sleep. What we do today, we have to sleep with tonight. So, but I just want to let you guys know I'm hanging in here, and this homeless trucker adventure guy here is just trying to stay warm for another night. And I'm thankful that I had a little bit of food today, and at least got out and be able to have a little bit of a place to lay my head here at nighttime. It may not be as clean, and I may have the same clothes and everything else on, but that's all right. At least God has given me a place to lay my head. That's the main thing. I'm very thankful. At least I'm not out there in the truck, and I've got to work with a frostbite now on my feet and legs that I have to work with. It's a hard thing I have to deal with, but I'll eventually get checked out for that. And I just try to keep my health up and trying to do what I can. So, well, guys, keep me in your thoughts and prayers. And I just want to let you all know that we are trying to make it, and how this kind of lifestyle changes you and what it does to you. It's not an easy way. It's almost in some ways a death sentence, and the people that put the death sentence on you have to live with that. It's don't know. I couldn't live with a conscience myself like this, but no, my loved ones are out there, but I guess some people can. That's the reason why I'm still here. And there's nobody that calls. It's just, it's unusual. But that's all right, guys. We're making it. And I'm just letting you guys know that we're hanging in here, and, hold your loved ones, guys. Hold tight to your marriage and your vows and your kids, because you never know what's going to happen. And don't do this to anybody, guys. Don't put anybody through this. This is a living hell and it's a living torment. Nobody deserves this. I don't care what anybody says. You ask yourself, would you put any of your loved ones out here like this? Or would somebody that put you out there like this, would you like this? Would you really embrace this? Would you last as long as I have? You know, during the dead parts of winter and frostbitten, shaken to death, no place to get things at, you know, ask yourself, would you put yourself out there while your family is just driving off, leaving you set? Oh, here's you an egg sandwich. I'm sorry, here's you an egg sandwich. Drive off. Hope that'll hold you over for a few weeks or a few months, you know. So that doesn't justify the wrong, guys. It's just, well, like I say, I'm just repeating the hurt and the heartache, and it doesn't do no good. It doesn't change the fact that I'm still here. So, well, we love you all, and just to let you guys know how I'm, you know, that we're making it, and we're just what it does to you and how you have to go through things. So, just guard your heart and guard the ones that you love, and stay true and stay tight with each other. And most of all, guys, you know, trust in the good Lord above, and, you know, forgive those that need to be forgiven and love those that need to be loved. Because there's not a lot of love that's gone out in this world anymore. And it's just it's a sad way of going when people have to get inhumane and have to put people out to the road to let other people take care of them. I just want to let everybody know this is not a place of design that you should do to anybody. You can't have the love of God and yet treat your brother who you've seen bad and love God who you haven't seen. That's just word up. But, well, we love you guys. Have a great night, and we're going to try to get in here and keep warm and get this video posted, and hopefully you guys are having a great afternoon. Thanks for everything, and keep me in your thoughts. Talk to you the next time around. Have a good night. This is Saturday Night, the Homeless Trucker, here in my garden shed. We're heading out. Good night.